Welcome to the 1758 Randolph Friends Meeting House and Cemetery. The 1 acre of land on which the meeting house now stands was purchased in April 1758 by the pioneer Quakers who began moving to the area in the 1720s and 1730s. Following the purchase in 1758, the site was cleared of rocks and trees. The first burial took place in 1761. Plans were also developed in 1758 to raise £73 to erect a 26 by 25 feet meeting house. The building was completed sometime in the early 1760s. It remained in active use until 1865, when the meeting came to an end. The meeting house is listed on the National, State, and local registers of historic places. It is the oldest wood frame meeting house in New Jersey in its original condition and location. The most important and recognized feature of the building is its unchanged interior. The pegged oak plank floors, hand-hewn beams, facing bench, and clerk's table have all aged. They are otherwise the same as when the building was opened. A second, and less often recognized feature is the fact that the Randolph Meeting House is the only remaining square meeting house built by the 18th century Quakers who settled north of the Raritan River in central New Jersey. By 1758, a new rectangular, two front door style was already replacing the square meeting house of the early 18th century. Finally, the cemetery is important for its age, the range of marker styles, and the importance of some of the more than 300 individuals interred at the site. Most of those graves are not marked in accordance with early Quaker burial practices. This includes the unmarked grave of Hartshorn Fritz Randolph, the early Quaker leader of the township that bears his name. The only significant changes made to the interior after initial construction were the addition of an iron stove in the 1770s and the installation of a door and partitions sometime in the 1790s. These additions enabled men and women to hold their business meetings separately. The iron stove and brick chimney were removed in 1987. The interior door was taken off in the early 20th century to accommodate events sponsored by the New York Yearly Meeting. Along with the partitions, the interior door has been reinstalled to show how the early meeting house was adapted as the meeting grew. The cabinets and bookcases installed in the early 20th century have also been removed. These removals have restored the interior to its original configuration and exposed the stairway to the second floor gallery. The second floor, or gallery, where children sat during meetings, retains its original stadium-style seating. The extra benches now stored in the gallery were used during weddings and other large events. The opening between the first and second floors is now covered by wooden shutters installed in 1998. The original loose board cover was installed in the 1770s to prevent the loss of heat when the first iron stove was installed. To help visitors see and appreciate this unique interior, new light has been discreetly installed on the first floor and second floor. Viewed from the exterior, the meeting house is a plain, square, wood frame structure covered with wooden siding. The majority of the wooden framing is original, dating back to 1758 when trees were felled in preparation for shaping and construction. However, due to moisture damage over the years, most of the foundation sills have been replaced. Where needed, the framing has been braced, epoxy consolidated, or repaired in the 1990s to stabilize the building. The original wood shingle roof was replaced by a slate roof in the late 19th century. However, the slate roof was too heavy for the building. This roof was therefore replaced with a new cedar shingle roof in 1978. The 1978 roof in turn was replaced by a new and more historically accurate shingle roof with larger shingles in 2022, along with new gutters and improved drainage. The many coats of paint applied to the building beginning in the 19th century were also stripped to return the meeting house to its original bare wood appearance. Finally, to restore the exterior of the meeting house to its original configuration, a small shed containing the 1950s heating system was removed and the heating system moved to the annex. The focus of this project, the Annex, began life shortly after World War II as a temporary real estate office in Livingston, New Jersey. It was moved to the Meeting House site in 1964 to provide additional meeting space. A small kitchen and bathroom were added. The Annex also provided space for the utilities and services needed to heat and light the Meeting House. By the 1990s, all electric services were moved to the Annex. More recently, the security services were included as well. Since its move to the site in 1964, the exterior of the Annex has been well maintained. This includes stripping the white paint and staining the building when the meeting house was stripped and stained. The kitchen and bathroom, however, are old and not up to code. The interior is also cramped due to a lack of storage and the space taken up by the large non-working brick fireplace. With this project, the association is proposing to move the annex 6 to 8 feet east into an area that has no identified graves. A basement will be added for office, storage, and services. We will rehabilitate and update the kitchen and bathroom and configure the main meeting room to greet visitors and provide space for videos and displays. We hope that when you return to the site in the near future, we will be able to welcome you at the Rehabilitated Visitor Center before you start your tour of the meeting house and cemetery.